Hello everyone. Have you ever been scared twice simultaneously? Let me tell you what I mean. When I was a child, I remember the first time I got into a fight. I used to sit outside my house in the early mornings to guard the merchandise that we were selling. And my grandmother was inside the house, finishing washing clothes. And in my country, Nicaragua, they wash clothes by hand back in those days. So I would sit outside after I came from the market with my auntie to guard the merchandise. And then this other kid would come walking down the street. He was a taller kid. I think he was probably a year or two older than me. And then he would come by with one of those gardener scissors, I guess, those scissors that you cut trees with, or you cut bushes with. He had one of those, and he would come by and open it and put it right on my neck, and I would just go like this. He did it once, and I was like, what the heck, right? And then he left. Then the next morning, again, I was sitting there, and then he did it again. So the second time that it happened, I told my grandmother, I said, hey, you know what? I forgot the kid's name. So-and-so keep coming by, and he puts the gardener scissor on my neck. He did it twice already. So my grandmother says, tomorrow when you see him coming, call me. Go inside and call me, all right? I said, okay. So a couple of days later, I see him coming down the street, so I go and run and tell my grandma, here he comes. So she came, and she goes, sit over there in the table again. And she was right around the corner of the house, right? Just looking on the corner of the wall. And sure enough, he comes, and he does it again, And then my grandmother comes out, and she says, what the heck do you think you're doing? And she grabs him, and she grabs the scissor and throws it on the floor. Then she grabs me and him by the arm, and she puts us right like in the middle of the street. And she says, Pablo, kick his ass. And if he kicks your ass, I'm gonna kick your ass too. And I remember me thinking, what? And so I didn't know what to do, right? I was scared because I had never gotten into a fight up until that moment. And I was so scared of the kid, but I was more scared of my grandmother beating me up. And so that's what I mean. Have you ever been scared twice simultaneously? And so all I could do, because I didn't know how to punch, I jumped up because he was taller than me. I jumped up and I hung from his neck. And I was just hanging from his neck, and then he fell to the ground. And then, I don't know. I don't know what happened after that. And my grandmother, I guess, separated us. So I think in life, though, we have to learn how to scare ourselves twice and simultaneously. Sometimes you may be scared to start a new business. Sometimes you may be scared to change careers or try that new opportunity. You may be scared of trying to learn a new skill because you have these limiting beliefs, right? All dogs cannot learn new tricks, which is a bad thing to say. It hurts me even to say it now. And you have to acknowledge that fear is not in us, or is not a system within us to tell us to stop doing something. It is a warning system, though. And what I mean by a warning system is that fear is there to raise a red flag when you're about to do something that is very important and you need to pay full attention. That's what fear is. So that fear that you feel when you're trying to do that new thing, start a new business, etc., is fear telling you, hey, this is big. We're about to do something big. Put all your attention into this. And if you feel that, that's when you stop trying because you feel that fear. Then ask yourself this, and this is where the second fear comes in. If I don't do this, what can I expect for me in my life? If I don't do this, what is it really costing me? If I don't open my new business, what is it costing me down the road to stay stuck at this job that has a dead end? To continually be in debt, to continually not have enough money, to continually just give up on my dreams? That's what you need to be more scared about. And if you can manage to find that second thing that can scare you more than the fear that you feel for getting started, it may just help you. It may just be enough for you to take action and find out what you're truly made of. Like that day when I was more scared of my grandmother beating me up than fighting with that kid. Now, I'm not saying that you should go around and fighting people, right? But it is a war. It's a war daily. A war against your fears, against your limitations, against your limited perceptions, against the obstacles that show up. And you gotta be ready to fight. You gotta be ready to fight. Show up, keep showing up, keep trying, keep giving it your best effort. That's a lot of the fight. And then the last 1% is gonna be a dogfight. That's for sure. See you at the top, where the champions belong.